Happening now, the people of Elba need your help. After days of rain and intense flooding over the holidays, many people are still unable to go back home. Well, today, WSFA 12 News is holding a disaster relief drive to help out. WSFA 12 News reporter Bethany Davis is live at the Dillard's parking lot out at East Chase in Montgomery. We're collecting items for those folks who need help. Bethany, how are things going so far this morning?
Going very well. We've had our first round of donations that are starting to come in, and already we have a really big one this morning. The governor of Alabama, Robert Bentley, is here, and he is here to lead the way in the donations to help the town of Elba. Good morning, Governor.
Good morning. Good morning. It's good to be here.
Excellent. I know that you've been very concerned, and the state we've talked about this morning is really on standby to do whatever it can to help the town of Elba. Have you been there? What have you seen?
I have. In fact, I went down the Saturday when we were concerned about the breaching of the levee, and so we went down to check the levee, and we went down and met with the Corps of Engineers. And really, what I wanted to do also was meet with the people, and so I went to the shelter, and there were a number of families in there, and I spoke to a number of families. It's sad when you lose everything that you have suddenly from flooding or from tornadoes or any type of natural disaster, and it's very emotional. And the people really need help, and this is a time that we as friends and neighbors need to step up and give things, whether it's furniture, whether it's clothes. What I'm going to do today is I'm going to write a check, because a check is something that's needed for the people down there, because we really don't know exactly what they need, and what we're trying to do now is we're raising money for unmet needs. Things that FEMA won't take care of, or things and most of these people don't have insurance. Many of them were renters, and they really need help, and it's really a sad situation and so let's help our friends and neighbors. Let's help the sweet people of Alabama that really need help. And I'm just asking people to give either canned goods or whatever they can give, but a check is really important, and it's tax deductible. It'll be used very much for unmet needs, very much like we do with the Governor's Emergency Relief Fund for the tornadoes, and we're still doing that, of course. And if anybody wants to donate to that, they can. But this will really help the people of Elba, the people that are in need. So I want to encourage people to do that.
In terms of writing a check, we're asking everyone to make those checks out to the Recovery Operation of Coffee County. That's, as you said, a nonprofit organization that has an advisory board to oversee where the money goes, to guarantee it goes to the right places. After seeing what you've seen and speaking with the people who are there, a number of people still unable to go back home. What is the message that you want to send to Elba?
Well, we care about them. And we care about the people there, and natural disasters don't just affect buildings, they affect people's lives. And when you're disrupted, your life is disrupted, your family's disrupted, it's very emotional, it's very difficult. And the great thing about Alabama, and I'm so proud of the people of our state, we reach out because we care about our friends and neighbors, and so this is what we're doing in Elba. This is what we're going to be doing today, and I just encourage people to do this.
This state and this community, as you said, proves time and time again what a generous people that we are. We are collecting the money and the donations, but we're also collecting non-perishable food items or brand new cleaning supplies. The Montgomery area food bank truck, you may have noticed, has arrived, so we are loading that up this morning. It will be driven to Elba tomorrow morning, so it can be distributed. All of the goods can be distributed through the rest of the week and the weekend to make sure those people have exactly what they need. We've kind of refined our donation process here, so it's very easy now to just drive right up. We have a team of volunteers, thanks to Dixie Electric and some WSFA 12 News staff, who are ready to take whatever you have. We'll pull it right out of your car and we'll bring it right back to where it needs to go. We've had a huge donation of blankets and comforters already, some other cleaning supplies and canned food. So if you have a few minutes, extra minutes that you can take on your way to work, just swing by. It'll take just a couple of seconds extra for us to run up to your car and grab it and get it to the people of Elba, help them get back on their feet.
Hey, welcome back, everybody. Meteorologist Eric Snedel joined alongside Judd Davis. I got to say, this is a little better now that it's a little warmer, right?
The sunshine has peeked out, and that made a big difference. I see not really layers coming off, but people are maybe unzipping their jackets a little bit.
A couple inches coming down here.
The sun is definitely helping out. It's not too bad. It was a lot colder out here this morning, I'm sure.
It was. We were down to about freezing this morning. You can see here from our shots, still a few vehicles pulling up at this point. This has been a pretty steady process here over the last few hours. Folks coming in, dropping off the donations, whether it's canned goods, whether it's actual just passing off some cash or a check. check. It's been wonderful to see all the people doing this so far, no doubt taking advantage of some of these blue skies here, Judd. I think as we go through the next couple of hours, we're dealing with warmer air today, probably in the 50s, and then we go 60s here for the next few days. But very nice to see so far how many people have come out here to support this very nice cause. And, well, to be honest, you've been here longer than me. How has it looked throughout the day?
I tell you what, when I got out here today, I was thinking, well, it's not quite the lunch hour yet. It might be kind of quiet, but there's been a steady stream of cars. We've already passed kind of our goal for cash. We set a goal of around 2,000, thinking that might be good. We've already passed that, so now we're going to raise the bar maybe up around 5,000, see what we can do. But also, you know, that huge truck from the Montgomery Area Food Bank, one is already filled up, and they're going to take that to the food bank, and then tomorrow take it down to a church in Elba to distribute the folks who need it the most. So I have been just very surprised and happy to see how many people have come through, and we saw a college student all the way up to senior citizens rolling down the window and helping out.
You know, and we do this, we do 12's Day of Giving, we do these kind of things all the time, and I think at the end of the day, we are always so impressed by people in this part of the world with how much they come out and donate and give. And for a cause like this, I mean, smaller city of Elba, this really has been amazing so far, the turnout. We hope to see more of you as we go through the rest of the day. Again, we are going to be here, not necessarily Judd and I, but WSFA will be here throughout the course of today, all the way through 7 o'clock. We're at the parking lot of Dillard's right behind the Earth Fair here at East Chase. We hope you get a chance to come out here and see us.
Happening now, relief drives to benefit those flooding victims. We're collecting donations in Montgomery and Dothan. Our live coverage starts in Montgomery. WSFA 12 News anchor Judd Davis live on location at the collection site, the Dillard's parking lot in East Chase in Montgomery. How's it going out there?
Bethany, it's going great. We're on the rise. Literally, we just raised up to the back of this truck here for the Montgomery Area Food Bank to give you kind of a peek inside. Again, this is just after about 3 or 4 hours of this drive happening. We have filled this truck up. You can see all kinds of paper towels, pine saw cleaners, wipes. There's all kinds of food as well. And this is the stuff folks are going to need. When you have everything kind of wiped away and destroyed by floodwaters, you got to get in and clean up. We're talking about brand new cleaning items, non-perishable food items, and cash donations will make a huge difference. We've been out here since 5 o'clock this morning, and we're hoping that folks will continue to come out again. We're going to be out here until 7 o'clock this evening. Again, these are folks, 140 families and 2 businesses had their homes damaged or destroyed in the Elba area. As that P River, the flood stage is 30 feet. That river got all the way up to about 42 feet. And as the water went down, folks came home and found all that damage. So all these items, simple things like wipes that cost you maybe $3 or $4, are going to make a big difference for folks as they start to clean up their homes. Please come on out and join us out here today with the WSFA 12 News crew. We'll be out here all day long. New cleaning items, money, and non-perishable food items. We're in the Dillard's parking lot out at East Chase, and it's just a great sight to see how many people have come by during their lunch break, maybe before they're out running some errands, and just dropping off a bag full of cleaning supplies, a bag full of food, and more importantly, those cash donations. We've told you in the past how the food bank here can turn one of your dollars into 6.5 pounds worth of food. Again, we'll be out here until 7 o'clock this evening. We'd love to see you come out here and join us. Bethany?
It's good to see that truck filling up back there. Nice to see those cars coming in behind you as well. Thanks, Judd.
Let's go live to our relief drive in Montgomery and WSFA 12 News anchor John O'Connor. John, folks around Montgomery are really showing up and opening their hearts and their wallets here.
It's phenomenal, really, Casey, when you think about it. I mean, Elba's several miles away. I don't know what the mileage is between Montgomery and Elba, but it's fairly significant. And the call went out. You know, we've been talking about this for the better part of a week that we're going to hold this drive today. We started at 5 a.m. this morning. We're going to 7 p.m. tonight. And it's phenomenal, the response, when you see how the people of Central Alabama turn out for something like this. I'm seeing a gentleman behind our camera wheel up. It's a pretty easy process here. Come on up. How we doing? You just pull right up here with your donations of either new cleaning supplies, non-perishable food items. Some people are also doing clothes. Of course, monetary donations. We're somewhere between $5,000 and $6,000 so far today. You pull up. We got all kinds of folks who are willing to kind of help you pull the stuff out of your car. One of these trucks, I'll show you a big one right over here, you'll see, is about halfway full, this one. That's the second truck. The first one was already filled up with all kinds of stuff. So it is. It's overwhelming to see the kind of support that we get from our viewers when they come out to help these people down in Elba, because we can all identify with what it must be like to lose just about everything. So once again, we're going to be out here until 7 o'clock. Once again, new cleaning supplies, non-perishable food items, clothes, those are also in need, all kinds of things, diapers, you name it. These folks down there are going to need it. So we'll be out here until 7. We hope now that people are getting off of work, the crowd will kind of pick up a little bit, but so far it has been a phenomenal success so far. But again, we'll be out here tonight until 7 o'clock, Casey.
All right. Thank you so much, John. Great to see that happening there.
Hey there, welcome back. We are broadcasting live now from the Dillard's parking lot off East Chase. And I know many of you like to come out here to have dinner. We can actually smell some food cooking down the way. If you're coming out here for dinner, I would encourage you, stop by before 7 o'clock. We're accepting cash donations, cleaning supplies to help aid the people of flood-stricken Elba down to our south in Coffee County. You've seen our footage, you've seen our pictures of Elba and Coffee County and the catastrophic flooding that our neighbors there not only had to suffer, but had to suffer right before Christmas, right into the holidays. And so now is the time that we can come together and help them out. And we already have, and you already have, in a lot of different ways. We're closing in on $6,000. That's a big number, $6,000 in donations to help aid the people down there. We filled up one truck, and another truck is getting more full by the moment. So we appreciate your help. Again, we're at the Dillard's East Chase parking lot. We're here through 7 o'clock. And I know you might be thinking, hey, it's cold outside. You know whose problem that is? That's our problem. You don't even have to get out of your car. Zip on by. You can stay seated with the heater on. We'll come to you. We'll pick up your donations and drop those off for you and make sure they get in the right hands to help our friends down in Coffee County.
Well, hundreds of you have come by our disaster relief drive in Montgomery. We've had thousands of dollars donated and large amounts of non-perishable food and cleaning supplies. WSFA 12 News anchor John O'Connor joins us live from Dillard's in East Chase, where we will be until 7 o'clock tonight. John?
Yeah, hey Val, you know, if you ever needed a reason to restore your faith in humanity, come out to one of these events. It's amazing to see the response that we get every single time that we put the call out for help. And when you think about it, here we are in Montgomery, Elba, 100 miles away, and we have a steady stream of people coming by to donate whatever it may be, cleaning supplies, monetary donations. Take a look at the process. I mean, it's really easy. We're here in the Dillard's parking lot behind Earth Fair Grocery Store, and you can just wheel right up. Don't even have to get out of your car and hand over whatever you have brought. We've seen a little bit of everything. And a little bit earlier this afternoon, as we were collecting things and people were pulling up, there was a pickup truck with a big trailer behind it, and it was a reverend from Crenshaw County, and I asked him, why do we have to do these kinds of things? Here's what he said.
It's because we care. I mean, we never know when disaster is going to hit. And when it hit, we try to do what we can to help out wherever it's at.
We've been talking. Is this unique to Central Alabama? Is this something that really happens here that maybe doesn't happen in other places? We don't know, but it is overwhelming to see the response. Just about 10 minutes ago, I'm standing here, a car drove up. I'll just kind of quickly move and show you how the process works. If you pull up, you have donate whatever you're going to, and a guy pulled up and he put out his hand to me and he says, here's a little bit of God's money. He handed me a $100 bill. So we're somewhere in the neighborhood of $6,000 plus that have been donated so far. We're on our second truckload of supplies that are coming in. And so we're going to be here till 7 o'clock, and it's something amazing to be able to participate in. But once again, Dillard's parking lot out here at East Chase, right behind the Earth Fair Grocery Store. And Val, we're going to be here until 7 o'clock this evening.
Well, you're absolutely right. When disaster hits, the people here in the River region will step in. Thanks a lot, John. Speaking of help happening right now, WSFA 12 News is hosting a disaster relief drive for flooding victims in Elba and across the Wiregrass. John O'Connor is live at the relief drive in Montgomery. And John, how are things going there?
Phenomenal, Val. Absolutely phenomenal. You know, while they wait down there in Elba to find out whether they will be eligible for any federal assistance, they're getting plenty of assistance from folks here in Central Alabama. We've been out here since 5 a.m. this morning. We'll be here until 7 with the sun going down, the temperature's dropping. It seems like traffic really kind of picked up. And this event out here in the parking lot of Dillard's, right behind Earth Fair Grocery Store, is proving once again that Alabamians are very quick to help other Alabamians.
It's because we care. I mean, we never know when disaster is going to hit.
But when disaster does strike, Central Alabamians don't waste time responding. Reverend Raymond Franklin is the pastor of one church and the moderator of 10.
So I sent out an email to all of my pastors in the association, and they responded in what you saw here today.
That's the second truck we're filling up. People in Montgomery opening their pantries, their wallets, and their hearts to people 100 miles away they don't even know.
Because they need it. They call for help, and that's what we're here to do.
Car after car, carrying cleaning supplies, clothes, cookware, and boxes of food, driven by people who are lending a hand and living their faith. I've already told this story once. I was out here just about where I am now, and a car drove up like so many others have. A guy rolled down his window, and he reached out his hand. I was reaching over to shake it. He said, "Here's a little bit of God's money." He handed me a $100 bill. Our total right now, we're getting dangerously close to $8,000. The monetary total right now is about $7,700. That's up $1,500 in the last hour or so. And I don't know if you can see over my shoulder, we've got these, there's a car pulling up there making their donation, and we've got these huge boxes there. There's big watermelons on the side of them. They're big boxes. We have now filled up 24 pallets of those, and all this, of course, is going to be going down to the folks down there in Elba. I've seen a little bit of everything. A couple of boxes is just full of shoes. I've seen a thing of diapers, toilet paper, all these really, really critical items that we take for granted in our day-to-day lives. But when you do without them and you really need them, like the folks down there, they're going to be getting all of these things. So it's very heartening to see, and we're going to still be out here until 7 o'clock tonight. So there is still time. If seeing any of this is inspiring you to maybe want to get involved, we urge you to do that. We'll be out here until 7 o'clock. Once again, we're out here in the parking lot of Dillage, right behind the Earth Fare grocery store in East Chase. I'm John O'Connor, live here in Montgomery. We put out the call for help, and the response was overwhelming by WSFA 12 viewers who stepped up to help flood victims. Good evening. I'm John O'Connor.
And I'm Valerie Lawson. Nearly $9,000 and thousands of pounds of supplies are headed to Elba.
WSFA 12 News has been telling you for weeks now about how serious the flooding was down there in Elba. More than 100 homes were destroyed or seriously damaged. Many people lost everything. But thanks to many of you, help is on the way. WSFA 12 News reporter Lindsay Rogers has the details.
All day and all night, a steady stream of donations came in from caring viewers during WSFA's disaster relief drive at East Chase to help those in Elba devastated by flooding.
We appreciate this. Folks of Elba sure appreciate it too.
Wanda Davis brought a trunk full of cleaning supplies on behalf of the historic Day Street Baptist Church in Montgomery.
We really are all responsible for one another, so we wanted to reach out in love and do what we could to support them and help them to rebuild.
A car full of items came from McKinnis School in Montgomery, and Millbrook resident Jerome Bennett brought as much as he could, including Bibles.
I felt like I can help out.
More than 24 of these big donation bins are filled with thousands of pounds of supplies, enough to fill an 18-wheeler. All of this will be taken down to Elba by the Montgomery Area Food Bank. The truck will head to Elba in the morning. Altogether, more than $8,900 in cash was collected, along with supplies, clothes, food, and even a crock pot and a TV.
My heart goes out to the people.
It could be me. It could be my grandkids. It could be my children.
Even though it's not here in the town that the disaster happened, they're still coming out to just help others in our state, and it really warms your heart to see people wanting to make a difference. Coming together to help others when they need it the most. Lindsay Rogers, WSFA 12 News, Montgomery.
A lot of folks like that lady out there today. A special thanks to about 10 Baptist churches in Crenshaw County. They teamed up. The moderator of those 10 churches put out an email. They showed up with a trailer full of supplies. We also want to thank the East Chase Dillards, Dixie Electric, and the Montgomery Area Food Bank for helping out today. And thanks to the hundreds of you who also made today's event so successful.
Now to Elba, where thanks to you, $9,000 and thousands of pounds of goods arrived today. The donations are from our flood relief drive. WSFA 12 News reporter Hannah Lane was there when it all arrived. Hannah, what was the reaction to all that?
Well, Sally, there was, of course, excitement, but the other thought people had, where's everything going to go? Volunteers are still moving the supplies and food donated by our giving viewers. At last count, there were 24 pallets of supplies, clothes, non-perishable food, even a crock pot and a TV donated for the flood victims here in Elba, along with $9,044 in cash. Thank you just isn't enough.
The fact that people from Montgomery and other areas are coming out to support the city of Elba and the people that live here and the flood victims is just extremely important to us, and it lifts our spirits. As I said, it's just a good act of kindness that you see throughout the South, but especially South Alabama. We're just good neighbors to one another, and we like to help out when people are in need, and we're certainly in need now. So we appreciate it very much.
Now, with the damage, it will take months to clean everything up. We understand FEMA is in Coffee County today to continue the assessment process. Sally.
The folks at Elba are so gracious. Great to see all that help there. Thanks, Hannah. All right, thanks, Vernon. An update now on our disaster relief drive to help flood victims in Elba. The donations arrived in Coffee County today. WSFA 12 News reporter Hannah Lane was there when all those supplies arrived. Hannah, our viewers really stepped up in a big way.
Sally, there was so much supplies and food. It took at least 5 hours for volunteers to put it all away. This is just some of the donations given by our generous viewers. At last count, WSFA viewers donated 24 pallets of supplies, clothes, non-perishable food, even a crock pot and a TV for the flood victims here in Elba, along with $9,044 in cash. Once the supplies arrived, people kicked into gear, including some Troy University students like Zachary Calhoun, who knows what it's like to go through a natural disaster. Originally from Mobile, he experienced Hurricane Katrina and said he just wanted to help out his fellow neighbors.
There are some people that will probably get devastated by this and they'll probably go into a deep depression. But seeing people come together and help them, and that will help them get through that depression and help them see the brighter day of life.
The fact that people from Montgomery and the other areas are coming out to support the city of Elba and the people that live here and the flood victims is just extremely important to us, and it lifts our spirits.
Now, we spoke with the flood victim who will benefit from these donations. By the way, as his home was being flooded, he was out helping others. We will hear from him coming up at 5. Sally.
The folks there are so generous. I was there yesterday and came across a lady who took a week vacation from work just so she could be there to help clean up.